Hey guys, it's Hodge here, and it is morning. I am not gonna vlog while driving. I'm pulling out of my backyard. I'm gonna go and drop Isaiah off at daycare, and then head out and head to work. But I gotta go to vote, which I'll talk about a little later, and I am gonna play a little Pokemon Go. So I will see you guys in a little bit. Okay guys, so here I am. I'm in a weird spot. This is probably the worst place to do this, but I'm at a polling place. I said earlier, today is the vote, and if you don't know anything about politics, or maybe you do and you're like, wait a minute, what? We normally vote in November, and we did, and this is a runoff. I live in Georgia, and if a certain candidate does not get 50% of the vote, then we have a runoff election in the next month, and so that is what I am doing today on the way to work. Incidentally, this is also, like, right over beside me is a Pokestop because I play Pokemon Go. And what's cool is I have the Pokeball Plus because I have Pokemon Let's Go. And because I have a Pokemon in that Pokeball, anytime I'm near a stop, it just spins. And so hopefully while I'm sitting here, it'll spin and I'll get some items. But yeah, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to vote in just a second. I want to clarify some things. I was watching the video back last night, and then my wife and I were looking at it. She apparently watched it. Number one, I didn't have my wedding ring on yesterday, and just wanted you to know everything's okay. I left it in the shower, and so I didn't have my wedding ring on yesterday. And I am not, in fact, a single parent. My wife just works a lot of nights, and so yesterday when I was talking, I had a lot of, it was just me and talking about the baby, and you didn't see it, that's it. But yeah, she was working. So she's here, and she's a huge part of the parenting process. I just want to let you know nothing's changed there. That's how rumors get started. So I want to cut that off at the pass. But yeah, basically I'm about to go in and vote. And then after that, it's time to go to work. So gonna go vote. All right, civic duty performed. Still terrible lighting. Don't know why I decided to go into the sun. Well, I guess if I'd been the other way, then you'd have sun in the camera. Anyway, got my sticker. Whoop, yay. So gonna wear that. I'm gonna put it right there. When I put stickers on my shirt, I feel like they come off really easily. So yeah, voted. It was super quick. It was the runoff election, so there's just two candidates that didn't get the threshold that they needed to get. So yeah, I voted. Don't ask me how. I mean, what I mean is, obviously I just went and voted like you normally do, but when I say don't ask me how, I guess growing up, my dad was always like, hey, don't tell people how you voted. I don't know, that just stuck with me. I typically don't tell people how I voted, and definitely not on the internet. And a lot of you aren't even from Georgia, so you wouldn't even know what I was talking about. So anyway, voting over, and now I have a little loop here of Pokestops that I will drive by because my Pokeball Plus will grab them. And then I'm really close to work, so I'll go to work after that. And yeah, so see ya. Hey guys, I am home now, and Isaiah is napping. Napping. And so it's time for me to cook. I've told you guys that I've been on sort of a diet for the past, I started in January, so almost a year. Basically lost about 75 pounds since I started. I mean, really close, it's weird angles, but if you've been around the channel, you've seen me kind of fluctuate. Oh gosh, it's really dirty back there. You've seen me kind of fluctuate, and so trying to, once we found out we were having Isaiah, I decided to kind of get my junk together and try to get myself a little healthier. So I right now am doing a pretty strict keto diet, and so lots of bacon, lots of eggs. So right now I'm cooking multiple things tonight, but one of the things is I need to cook some bacon. So I'm going to bulk cook that bacon. I do it in the oven on a pan. And so I'm going to do that while I'm going to talk to you guys. So I haven't really spoken a ton on the channel about what I'm doing. mostly because I haven't spoken a ton on the channel. But basically, yeah, that's what I've been doing is I'm working on this keto diet, and it's probably making a ton of noise, isn't it? Let me do this real quick, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so yeah, a keto diet. I got my station ready now. A keto diet is basically a high-fat, low-carb diet, whereby 75% of your calories should come from fat. It sounds counterintuitive, but it works. 75 fat, 25 from protein, and 5 from carbs. Basically for me, and everyone's a little different, and there's all sorts of macro calculators you can use. But for me, what I've found seems to work the best is that. Now, some people do those proportions a little different, but that has worked for me. I've also done here and there some intermittent fasting, and basically just because from time to time you kind of hit a wall. Actually, the current meal plan that I'm eating is a pretty big calorie deficit compared to when I started. When I started this diet, I was probably eating somewhere around 1,900 calories a day. Hey, oven's ready. Maybe 2,000 calories, but mostly around 18 to 19. The calorie deficit that I've got myself on now, I'm eating somewhere around 12 to 1,400 calories a day, which is pretty low. And also my carbs, I've been eating less than like 10 grams of carbs a day, which is really low there. And essentially the idea is that you basically you trick your body into burning fat. All of this, I'm not a scientist, so I don't know if this is what actually works. I just know for me, this has worked. No diet that I've ever been on has ever worked like this for me. So it works, and I feel better, and I actually have some success stories related to that. Let me put this bacon in the oven and I'll tell you. Okay, so basically, I started this diet like a year ago, and prior to that, I had been diagnosed with high blood pressure. This had gone back a while. I'd gotten sick maybe 5-ish years ago, maybe 4 years ago. And when I went to the doctor, they found out that my blood pressure was really high, so they put me on high blood pressure medicine, which totally makes sense. I was pretty overweight, and sorry, my eye is burning off some smoke here. I was pretty overweight, and so it makes sense that I would have high blood pressure, and it runs in my family too. So that was not surprising to me. But once I went on this diet, went on for a while, lost probably close to the first 50 pounds. And after that, I started getting these weird dizzy spells. It's just like I would stand up and I would feel like I was going to pass out, and I would feel, even sitting still, would feel really confused and cloudy and a little dizzy. And come to find out, the reason that was happening is because my blood pressure was stabilizing more. It was becoming more normal. And so because of that, the medicines that I was on to maintain my blood pressure were actually pulling my blood pressure too low, which is a really good problem to have when you have high blood pressure, because what it means is, and by the way, I'm about to start cooking some bacon in a pan, so hopefully it won't be too loud. I had a couple extra pieces that would not fit on my sheet pan, and so I'm going to cook some in just a regular pan. But what that meant was all my medicines had to be readjusted for my new weight, which is great. And so it means that it looks like as I continue to lose weight, if I can do that, that I will maybe not need to be on medicine anymore, which is pretty exciting. Let me wash these because bacon hands. So the idea is totally that I can one day come off medicine completely, which is really good. I'm hoping I can do that. I really feel like it's a possibility, given where I've started and where I am now. I'm not right now in my life super comfortable telling you where I started and where I am now. Just suffice it to say that if I've lost 75 pounds, I probably had a significant amount to lose. And if you look at my videos going back, I don't even know if you can tell a difference, but I can tell a difference in pictures from a year ago to now. I can tell the difference. So I am gonna cook this bacon up and cook the bacon that is in the oven. And once that is done, I'm gonna walk you through the egg cups that I make, and I eat these for breakfast all the time. They're great. And so I'm gonna walk you guys through that once my bacon is done frying, but I need to turn this fan on, and that's gonna make this impossible. So I'll catch you in a little bit. Hey guys, all right, so all my stuff is ready. All the pieces to the puzzle are done. So now I've got to get all this stuff together. And so I'm gonna turn the camera and show you guys, and it'll be kind of hard because I gotta do it one-handed. Not really super set up to vlog. Probably something you'll look into in the future, but I will show you exactly what I'm making, and I'll show you the finished product. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna wanna do is I take some of this stuff. This is Crisco butter spray, and I understand that there are probably better things to use. This is what I use. It works pretty well for my purposes. It's actually probably not butter, just a no-stick spray, but it's natural and butter flavored. So if you're keto, this is probably not the best thing. Some people would argue with me about that, but it works, it tastes good, and it's simple. So you're gonna wanna spray all of your compartments. And I just like to make sure they are liberally coated because that will make my life so much simpler in a little bit. Then you're gonna wanna take a dozen eggs, you wanna crack one and put it in each of these cups. So I'm gonna do that. So if you are anything like me, you probably just made a horrendous mess of your counter, but the eggs are in. And what you want to do is you want to go through each of these. I use a fork, and you don't have to scramble them, but it does help, I've found, if you break them up a little bit. So what I do is I literally just grab the yolk and kind of do this number to it, just to kind of loosen it up a little bit. I've found that helps. I'm going to do that to all of these. Now, after you do that, it doesn't look super pretty, but it's going to do what I want it to do. After that, you're going to take your toppings, and you can go ahead and put them in there. I use 3 different things. I use the bacon that I cooked earlier, some ground beef that I'm also using for other things in the meal for the week, meals for the week, and then I also use cheddar cheese. And so you fill them pretty liberally, and so I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to take kind of a decent sized scoop of ground beef, something like that, and drop it in 1 cup. So kind of like that for all of them. Again, this is really hard to do one-handed, but basically, yeah, you're just going to do that for all the egg cups throughout. And you don't have to use ground beef. I do because I'm already making it for the week. So you're going to do that. So let me finish filling these up with this. I'm going to go ahead and do the ground beef and the bacon and the cheese, and then I'll be back. Okay, so after you get all the toppings in, you want to take your fork or whatever you're using, and you want to kind of stir all your ingredients up. They'll basically like this. They're not pretty to look at, but they come out really nice. You're going to stick these in a oven at 350 for 25 to 30 minutes. So there you have it. These are done. They look very muffin-like. They are very dense, which is good. The more you stuff them with stuff, the more dense they become. I'm gonna let these cool, and they should pop right out. You can see they're kind of coming up around the sides. That's perfect. These are gonna be delicious. And I eat 2 of these a morning for breakfast. Or if I eat one at breakfast, then I have one for like a snack or something later. But yeah, that's pretty much them. I actually didn't have any of these for breakfast this morning, so I'm gonna eat both of mine for dinner. But there they are. I mean, they're pretty dense. They're pretty good. I haven't eaten these yet, but I mean, I've had them before. But yeah, that's the finished product. Okay guys, well, that's been a little bit of a look into my day and a little bit of a look into what I'm doing food-wise, and then show you one of the recipes. If you're interested in like what I eat all through the course of the day, then I'd be willing to share that and do some of that. Also, I'm going to see what I can do about maybe streaming sometime this week, so stay tuned for info on that. And let me know down in the comments, do you like these vlogs? Is this something that you're interested in, just to see different parts of my life and hear things that I have to say? I'm sorry this is so shaky, by the way. I'm holding this phone really weird. And but yeah, let me know. I guess, is this Vlogmas? Is that what this is? I don't know. Let me know what you think. And thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.